Algebra. We are wrapping up our unit on percentages with PO26, which is finding a part, a whole, or a percentage using an equation or proportion. We've used proportions very frequently throughout the unit, so I think most of you are probably going to latch on to that method, which is just fine. But using a proportion and thinking about a percentage as a part, a whole, and a percent will allow you to solve any type of percentage question. Okay, you've actually been doing this already in CO24 and CO25, only we didn't name it. We didn't call it a part, a whole, a percent, whatever. We just set up a proportion. So, but when you got word problems, which is kind of what this objective is lending to here, okay, you have to be able to identify in this situation, what is my part, what is my whole, what is my percentage, okay? So let's start with kind of basic situations here. 72 is 90% of 80. Somewhere in this statement, there is what's called the part, there is what's called the whole, and there's what's called the percentage. Can you identify one of those things? Sawyer.
The percent is 90.
A for the day, Sawyer. Yeah, our percentage is pretty easy to pick out. It's the one with the percent sign. Okay? Where it gets tricky is that part versus whole. Dominic, what do you think?
The whole is 80.
Why is the whole 80?
Because it's 0 and it's like a 10, like it's 10, 20, which is a whole number.
Okay, it's a nice whole number. If we look at some of these other ones, that does pop up. That's not the reason why it's the whole, but it's a good observation. You are correct though, right? This is the whole, and this is the part. Anyone else have a way to explain why 80 is the whole? There's a hint in this statement that I want to pull out here. Melanie?
Is it because it's like saying 72 is like a part of 80? It's like going into it.
Yeah. 72 is a percentage of 80. The key word you want to look for to identify the whole is that little word of. Usually, okay, what follows the word of is going to be your whole, because what it's saying is that the other number is a part of that, a percentage of that, of the whole. Okay, so 72 is the part, 90% is the percentage, and 80 is the whole. The next one, I rearranged things a little bit. It says 16% of 30 is 4.8. What is our percentage? We'll start there. Sawyer? 16%. What's our whole? What's our part? 16% of 30 is 4.8. Connor?
30's the whole?
30's the whole. Yeah, we kind of have this of 30. And I didn't mention it in the previous one, but what word kind of hangs around the part a little bit? Is. Okay, that can be a hint for the part, right? So the word of is a good hint for the whole. The word is a good hint for the part. Oh boy, now we have a fraction. 20 over 25 equals 80 over 100. This still has a part, a whole, and a percent. My percent man, Sawyer, what do you think?
The percent is 80.
Well done, why?
Because there's 100.
Exactly. Oh, perfect. Yes. Here's our percentage right here, and that hint is that we have that over 100. And off you go. Okay. 80 over 100. Remember, anytime you have a denominator of 100, that is a percentage. Okay. So our percentage here is 80. What's our part? What's our whole? Our 100 is actually part of the percent here, okay? So the part of the whole will either be the 20 or the 25. And think of different ways that you can read that. You know, I said 20 over 25, 20 25ths. Liam?
The part is 20.
Why?
Because it's 80% of 25.
Okay, and you just use the word of there. Did you catch it? Right? Another way to read this is 20 out of 25. Right? Like when you get a test score and it's a fraction, kind of like this, 20 out of 25, there's that word of. Okay? So our 25 is our whole, and the 20 is the part. Okay? Another way to think about it is that usually, unless we're talking about a percentage greater than 100%, the part is going to be less than the whole, because it's a percentage of it. In real life context, percentages that we use are usually less than 100, you know, where we would be like extra credit on a test, something like that, okay? But usually the part is going to be less than the whole. So, finding a part, a whole, or percent can be set up using two different ways. One of these, I think most of us are going to like the proportion method because we've been kind of getting really familiar with it. But the formula is part over whole equals the percentage over 100. Okay? The part over the whole equals the percentage over 100. I'm going to actually, do we have the notes? Do we have these top notes up here? Can I scoot this up, or are we still jotting down up here? Are we all good? Okay. I'm going to rewrite that proportion here. So part over the whole equals the percentage over 100. And when you're given a percentage situation, you'll be given two of these three pieces. The 100 is always there. You'll be given two of these three pieces. And in a proportion, if you know two of the three or three of the four, what method do you use to solve it? How would you solve proportions in CO24 and CO25? Starts with a C, ends in Ross products. Cross products, okay? So this first one here, it says what number is 35% of 70? Again, part of this is identifying what am I solving for? Think about that, Miss Guzzi. Yellow. I do not. He would be in the computer lab right now. Do you want me to fetch him? Nice. Nice. Will do. Bye-bye. Jude left his backpack on the bus this morning, so
Yeah.
I did to announce. Oh, you knew this?
Yeah.
Did you grab it for him?
No,
Oh, did you see it?
I was not on the bus.
Oh, you just heard about it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
News travels fast. Okay. Anyway, so what number is 35% of 70? In order to set up a proportion, we've got to know what we're solving for, right? So we're still going to identify what is the part, what is the whole, what is the percent. Sawyer, what's our percent?
The percent is
In this first one here.
down there.
Yeah. 35%. Good. Okay. 70. Is that a whole or is that a part? Look at what comes before it. Of. The word of. That word of is a hint that you are being given the whole. Okay? Feel the of. Can you feel the of tonight? Okay? Of 70, that's your whole. Then we've got this other part here, what number is. That's our variable, that's what we don't know. And since 70 is the whole, 35 is the percent, what does the what number have to be? The part, the whole, or the percent? The part. It's the only thing left, right? The only thing left. Every percentage question, every percentage situation has a part, a whole, and a percent. Okay? Once you can identify those three pieces, you know what you're solving for. We don't know the part, that's what we want to find. Our percentage is 35, our whole is 70 because that word of there. Now we can go to our proportion and we can say the part, which we don't know, over the whole, which we do know, 70, equals our percentage, which is 35, over 100, which is always there. Okay? Claire, do you have a question? You're trying to solve that? Okay, what method would you use? Cross products. Go, yeah. So with a calculator, go ahead, use cross products on this method here. 70 times 35 divided by 100. $24.5. Do I have a second on that? Yeah, okay. So our part equals 24.5. What number is 35% of 70? 24.5 is 35% of 70. Okay? So our process here is, given a percentage question, first of all, identify what is my part, what is my whole, what is my percent, okay? Put those into their correct place in the proportion, and then use cross products to solve. Okay? So our second one here, 48 is what percent of 120? What's the 48? The part, the whole, the percent? Part. How do you know that?
Is.
The word is. Okay? 48 is. Plus, it's smaller than the 120. Right? That was another hint that we talked about. So 48 is, there's our part. What's the 120?
The word 20 is the whole.
The whole. There's that word of. Also, it doesn't have a percentage sign, so it can't be our percentage. Okay? In this case, what we're solving for is the percent. So we've identified the part, identified the percent, identified the whole, put those pieces in their correct spot here now. Set up the proportion by putting those pieces in the correct place. 48's the part. Where does it go? 120 is the whole. Where does it go? Okay? Is there a question? Okay? So, Claire, what number are we going to put in place of the part here? 48. What number goes in place of the whole? 120. What do we put in place of our percentage sign? Just the percent sign. That's what we're solving for. Okay, if you want to use n, that's okay. All right? That's what we're solving for here. And then the 100 is always there. Once you get that set up, cross products. Yeah, you would do 48 times 100 divided by 120.
40.
So we got 40. Do I have a second on that?
Yup.
Yeah.
Many of you? Okay. And since that is our percentage, we should have a percentage symbol after it. 48 is 40% of 120. Okay? Go ahead and in the few minutes we got left, try the last one on your own. What is 18? Part, whole, percent. What is 25%? Part, whole, percent. What are we solving for? The part, whole, the percent. Identify those pieces, plug them into the proportion, cross products to solve. Check your answer with a neighbor. You have an answer?
I think so.
What'd you get?
I got 72.
72? Do you have a second on that? Other people got 72? Fantastic, yeah. So this is your part. Here's your percent. Here's what we're solving for, which is the whole, right? So put these pieces in the proportion. 18 goes up top for our part. Our whole, we don't know. That's what we're solving for. 25% is going to be 25 over 100, because 100 is always there. And to solve this using cross products, 18 times 100 divided by 25, W equals 72. So 18 is 25% of 72. Okay? How do we feel about this? Seems like we're all in a pretty good place. We'll pick up with this tomorrow. Spend about half the class on this, half the class on your practice test. And your test is going to be on Friday. Okay, on Friday. All right, folks, no homework for tonight. Commons due tomorrow, so if you want to get that done, tonight would be a good night for it. That is how you math.